I'm a Georgia Bulldog till I die. Red and black running deep inside. Got that pride, you can see it in my eyes. Stand tall, yeah, we working through the night. G-A, that's right.
Welcome back to the Doghouse YouTube gang. We back with another live. I just recently dropped a video about the 2026 Georgia Bulldog draft, potential draft picks. It almost don't seem potential right now with all of the guys that seem to be entering that draft, man. We have recently got the notification that Zachariah Branch, man, just entered the draft, and I'm not sure, but it might have been one other person that I just saw just a minute ago. I've been so busy with, putting out videos and well, I just put out a recent video. Now I'm doing a spur of the moment live, man, and I think my guy Mondo Black is live. I was supposed to be in his live, but I couldn't quite do it. I had to just, come on live spur of the moment to talk about this situation, man, because there are too many wide receivers, too many starting wide receivers for Georgia that either has exhausted their eligibility or even entered the. Well, Zachariah Branch is the only one that said that he was entering the draft. The other guys, Kobe Young, Noah Thomas, and Dylan Bell, we haven't heard anything from them outside of the fact that we know that their eligibility is exhausted. I agree, we haven't gotten nobody yet. Yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's tough that because Zach Branch is going to the NFL. Same thing for. Let me open this up a little bit. Same thing for C.J. Allen. Okay, yeah. As far as the defense side, yeah, C.J. Allen is gone. Christian Miller is gone. Dalen Everett is going to be gone. Who else gone? Raylan Wilson is going to be gone. They haven't said it quite yet. C.J. Allen is the act. Appreciate that, Sincere, too. I'm going to drop a bomb for you, because C.J. Allen is the other person that I did see defensively that just got the notification that he just entered the draft. The governor said, "What's up, bro? Still dogs till I die." You already know that. You already know, man. We still dogs, but, man, we're going to have to put in a lot of overtime in that transfer portal. It's all gravy. What's happening, man? Hey, man, I apologize for the spur of the moment live, man, because I had to go live to talk to my guys about what's going on. Like, this is literally spur of the moment. Like, I came home, you know what I mean? I just put a video out. Y'all should go check that video out also. Make sure y'all check that video out, because I'm actually talking about, some of the guys that could possibly come to Georgia as far as, being targeted by Georgia. And I'm also talking about guys that probably will be entering the draft. So, man, y'all make sure y'all check that video out after this live. My boy Zach, he said, "My boy Zach gone." Yes, sir, man. He is definitely gone, and it's a sad day for Georgia, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. And I talked about that. I also talked about that too in my video, because I was just doing the video live and turn around and got the notification that he had to enter the draft, which I kind of felt that he would, but I thought that maybe he would, decide to come back. But hey, man, he had a wonderful season, at the University of Georgia. So it's only right, man. So kudos to him, and good luck to wherever he lands, man, in the NFL. I've been in the gym every day since that loss, going hard. I'm here now, but damn, I don't know why these messages seem to be so long. God dog. Let me pull that down some. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to fix these chats because they be coming out so long. Gotta make it small, I guess. You said, what he said? I've been in the gym every day since that loss, going hard. I'm here now, but I had to tune into the Dog Den. You already know, man. It's the Dog House, aka the Dog Den, man. All right, what else, man? What everybody hyping that dude from Clemson? He liked that, man. Far as what I'm hearing, he was their starting safety. So I was glad that Georgia picked him up because we all know that we need a guy out of the out of the transfer portal as far as the safety goes. We needed somebody like that. So as far as them hyping him up, I'm not sure if he's quite like that, but he was Clemson starting safety. So that's good enough for me to honestly like to the fact that we did get a guy that was actually a freaking starter, and I'm hearing from the sources saying that he's a turnover machine. You know what I mean? I'm hearing that he's a dog. So I think this is a good pickup for Georgia. They had already been trying to target him early on, and I didn't know if they were going to get him or not. I spoke about it in a live. I didn't know if they was going to actually he was going to actually commit, but he's from Georgia, so I think a part of him wanted to be home, and plus I'm hearing that Georgia was probably giving them a little more money than Clemson did. Kirby is not doing anything right. Not Kirby is not doing anything right. Not we need to get another quarterback. I don't think Kirby is going to get another quarterback. Sincere, I don't think that's needed. Like when you think of it, Gunnar Stockton is not the best type of quarterback, but he didn't have a bad season, right? I mean, collectively, they all had a wishy-washy season. Collectively, I feel like offensively, defensively, I think that everybody was a little wishy-washy this season. So, if Gunnar Stockton wasn't turning the ball over a million times, I think he still only got 5 interceptions on the season. He don't have that many yards in passing, but he wasn't turning the ball over. He managed the team pretty well, so I highly doubt Kirby Smart go get a quarterback. I think he need to, just for the sake of anything happening to Gunnar Stockton, because we seen in that playoff game against Ole Miss how he was getting banged the hell up. So I think we may just need to get a guy just for that sense. I'm happy for Zach. He's a Sunday player for sure. Okay. He's a 3-year starter as a freshman. Who you talking about? Branch needed to go. Branch needed to go. That was the right choice. He was the best player. Yeah, facts. Oh, okay. I watching the okay. I gotta watch his highlights. I know why people not coming to Georgia, because our play style and the staff we have. For example, Mike Bobo. I think outside of Mike Bobo, I agree with your opinion about the staff, right? Because the staff, no, not the staff, but the play style. I think our play style is so, I would say, generic, to the point where a lot of times quarterbacks don't tend to want to come to Georgia because of the style of play. As far as the quarterbacks, I don't think that Georgia allows quarterbacks to, not saying that they can't be themselves, but they have to go with what the system wants them to go with. They can't kind of freestyle, right? And I think that's a slight issue when it comes to the quarterbacks, because you rarely seen a quarterback come to Georgia that just balls the hell out, shows the hell out, right? And that don't mean that because you a show out, ball out type of guy that you're gonna win a national championship. But I think that we depending on what we'll see later this week and next week, I think that'll tell what we'll predominantly it'll be looking like next season. Our quarterback play style is trash. Quarterbacks definitely can't be themselves. One thing about it though, our defense gets you ready, pro ball, and keeps you fresh. Yeah. That's our offense. I'm sorry, you said our offense. I think our offense can get better though. I think that we don't produce a whole lot of dogs when it comes to the offense. If you notice, majority of our players that actually are doing something in the NFL is coming from the defense. So I think, like I always say in my videos or my lives, we need to use the same formula we use defensively to get these dogs defensively, and we need to use that same formula as far as getting guys offensively ready for the NFL. Stockton have 3,000 yards, 5 interceptions. That's good for your first year. I guess you could say 3,000. He got 2,800 and some change, so I guess you can round it off to 3,000. So, me personally, I don't disagree with you. Well, Sincere said that. Hold up, Anthony said that. Okay, Anthony said that. Okay, let me go down because Sincere. Anthony, yeah, he had 3,000 yards, but most of them passes came from screen passes. That's the truth. That's the truth. And like I found out later down the line that the only reason why they were throwing screen passes because you didn't have a deep threat. You didn't have a vertical guy. You know, Kobe Young was out majority of the time. Noah Thomas was obsolete. So, and then also the offensive line too. That's another thing that I found out. The offensive line was, caving in too early. So therefore he had to when you don't have a strong offensive line and you don't have a vertical threat, you're gonna have to utilize your screen passes, basically in a nutshell. So yeah, but at the end of the day, man, y'all need to go check out these other two guys, man. Mainly this one guy, man, from UCLA. I think he's like 6'2" or 6'3", like 190 pounds. I think he got like 50 receptions for like 535 yards. I talked about it in my video. Y'all make sure y'all check the video out after we end the live. But I talked about it in the video too. His name is Quasi Gilmer from UCLA, man. That dude looked like he will fit perfectly at the University of Georgia. We definitely need to look into him. I don't know if we are actively targeting him, but because right now it's just he say, she say, right? It's just he say, she say. Now, the source that I got for Khalil Barnes, because y'all know that I talked about Khalil Barnes before he actually decided to commit to Georgia or transfer to Georgia. I talked about him, before that, him and Tavion Wallace. And he actually did, transfer to the University of Georgia. So I'm not sure about the guy Quasi Gilmer, but if y'all want to check his highlights out, y'all should definitely check his highlights out because he's a dog. He is somebody that we definitely could use on that offense. He's a wide receiver, obviously, like I said, about 6'2", 6'3", 190 something pounds. You know what I'm saying? He got like 50 receptions for 535 yards, and I think he only had like 4 touchdowns, but dude looked like he'll be a good addition to the offense, man. And we're gonna need somebody, bro. Like, we cannot continue to get these low quality wide receivers. We're gonna have to step it up and get them 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", speedy, aggressive, and tough wide receivers, man. Shout out to Steve, man, for subscribing to the channel, man. Shout out to him, man. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you, bro. Yeah, man. But yeah, y'all go check that guy's highlights out, man. Look like a dog to me. He looks like a dog to me. Kawhi Gilmer. Go check him out, man. I'm telling you, hopefully Georgia picks that guy up, man, because at the end of the day, we're gonna need it, man. As far as what it's looking like, we're definitely gonna need it. Defensively, we're gonna need some guys defensively also. So it's a lot that Georgia gonna have to get together if we're gonna look better next season. I did not know that Zachariah Branch was going to go into the draft. I didn't know about Christian Miller. I did know about CJ Allen. I did know about Raylan Wilson. But with those guys going, man, Georgia is they really got to go hard. But the fact that we have lost all of our starting wide receivers, that is a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. I'm not saying that we should be discouraged coming into this season. I'm just saying it's a big deal. So just prepare to see who will land out of that transfer portal. Hey, me and Mondo talk about it all the time. The transfer portal is what matters the most nowadays. There's no more relying on relationships and trying to develop and all of that. We are going to have to go get those experienced, talented guys out of the transfer portal. Simple and plain. We don't have time to be worried about trying to just get these young guys out of high school that actually commit to us to try to build them into, and that's what I mean by development, trying to build them into this type of player. Nah, man, if you want to win national championships, you're going to have to go into that transfer portal and get you a young, talented, and experienced guy, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a wide receiver, running back. Even with the running backs, man, you got to think Roger Robinson gone, Josh McCray gone, Cass Jones gone. You are left with Nate Frazier, Chauncey Bowens, and Dwight Phillips. That's what you're left with. So when I said in my video that y'all will be watching once we end this live, like I said in my video, we're going to have to hit it aggressively. I'm not saying picking and choosing one person here, one person there. No, we're going to have to hit it aggressively. That means get a player for each position, maybe two for each position. Who knows? You know, so this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Spencer said Kirby got to keep up with the times. He got to spend that bag. He got to spend that bread. Definitely. That's the biggest thing. He got to spread the spend the bread. A lot of people is wanting Cam Coleman. I'm hearing that more than likely we may not get Cam Coleman, especially with the amount of money that he's expecting to want, which is $3 to $3.5 million. So I'm hearing that we may not get him, but that who knows, right? They could possibly change their mind later down the line. Feel like, you know what, we just lost Noah Thomas, Zachariah Branch, Kobe Young, and Dylan Bell. We gonna have to go ahead and spend that money. They might look at it that way, or they may not. They may feel as if, hey, you know, we can do without, right? So we just never know. It's all great to say he recently said he don't care what fans say. He don't work for us. I mean, yeah, he did say that it's all gravy, but I don't think he meant it in that light. I don't think he meant it arrogantly. I think he meant it like, you know, I'm the coach. You guys are not the coach. You know what I mean? I've been coaching for several years. I know what it's going to take. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what he meant, because so many of us do have opinions, you know what I mean? As well as we should. You know, we dog fans, we're going to have our opinions, but I think that's what he meant. I don't think he meant it aggressively. Not aggressive, but arrogantly. I don't think he meant it arrogantly. All right, so Orange Juice Jones. What's up to Orange Juice Jones up in this thing? Said the kids aren't stupid. They have caught on to Kirby and his program with Bobo's offense. Thomas left Texas A&M as a deep ball threat and came to Georgia, and they didn't really use him. No, they definitely didn't, but he didn't have any breakaway speed either. That's one thing you got to count. Orange Juice Jones, he couldn't get no separation downfield. Now that's something that I did see. He couldn't barely get separation, so that's a problem. I don't know how he was doing it at Texas A&M, but he definitely wasn't doing it for Georgia. You know what I mean? Georgia is bubble screen university. Like I said, Orange Juice Jones, let me say this, man. Let me break this down once again for y'all, bro. When Kobe Young went down, that left us with no deep threats. When Kobe Young went down, that I can't remember what week it was, but that left us with no vertical threat, right? So just pay attention. That left us with no vertical threat. So now you can't go down the field. We all know that Noah Thomas had no kind of game. He couldn't get no separation downfield. It's no point in trying to throw to him. All right, Dylan Bell is another guy that's not a 50-50 guy. So he's not going to go downfield for a deep ball. All right, so then on top of that, you had Ernest Green out for a portion of the season. You got Drew Bobo out for a portion of the season, well, for the rest of the season, right? So with that being said, your offensive line ain't as strong. So that's where the bubble screening is coming from, because you got dudes coming from each way, left and right, coming at Gunner Stockton. He got to get the ball off quick. So so instead of taking a sack, instead of causing a fumble, instead of trying to throw it to somebody that we know probably not going to catch the ball or probably not going to get open, he would rather get it to the go-to guy, which is Zach Branch. At least we know when it get into Zach Branch's hands, he going to work wonders with that ball. So that was the whole point of why we had so many bubble screens. I don't think it had nothing to do with them just wanting to run the same play over and over. I think they had no choice. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to break it down to y'all so y'all can kind of get an understanding where I'm coming from with it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people not really paying attention to the gameplay per se. I think they just looking at, oh, I'm tired of the bubble screens, but you got to realize why. You know, you got to realize why we had our main guy out, you know, on an injury, and we wasn't going to risk throwing the ball to Noah Thomas. He wasn't doing nothing. Dylan Bell wasn't doing nothing. Even London Humphreys wasn't really guaranteed to get open. So, you know, You had your tight ends blocking, extra personnel, you know what I mean? And then you got your linemen, but your linemen are still young. Like I said, Ernest Green was out, then Bobo was out. So it's like I would rather go with a quick bubble screen than to try to sit in the pocket. As y'all can see, we wasn't able to sit in the pocket too long. Gunner was not able to sit in the pocket that long. So, you know, I'm not making excuses. I'm just being honest and just because I go back a lot of times and watch and see, well, why are we doing this so much? Or why are we doing that so much? And 9 times out of 10, that's what it was. You didn't have a strong O-line. You didn't have a vertical threat. So you had to throw a bubble screen. You know what I'm saying? You had to get it to some because you couldn't send Zachariah Brands downfield. You seen what happened against Ole Miss. Well, the first play of the game or the first play, the first snap. You know what I mean? Georgia's first snap. They try to throw it downfield to Zachariah Branch. He's too short. He can't. You know, he's not one of those type of guys. You know, so Gunner don't read the field well at all. I mean, a lot of people are saying that. That's a major thing, you know. People need to quit complaining. Hold on, let me see what this guy's saying. Because let me see. People need to quit complaining. Todd Monken won 2 national championships with us without a 1,000-yard receiver or main deep threat. God, he would use bubble screens all the time. I don't. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Eric. I don't think he's used bubble screens more than Mike Bobo, but I'm trying to explain to the chat on why. Everybody got their opinion, but if you go back and watch, what I'm saying is the true. It's true. Like he didn't have a vertical threat guy to throw it to, so therefore, with his O line not being as strong as they could have been, he had to throw the bubble screens at the end of the day. But I don't want to keep harping on that same thing. You know, I don't want to keep harping on that. Let me see what's going on. Once you said Gunner is not an NFL caliber quarterback, I agree with you. NFL caliber quarterbacks can throw it in tight spaces. Kirby just got a good old boy that doesn't want to spend money. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, Gunner Stockton, you know, he really didn't even get no money at Georgia. He's not getting no money at Georgia. And did you even watch the offense? What do you think? Wait a minute. If you didn't, what do you think our deep threat was, lad? What do you think our deep threat was, lad? What you said, and did you even watch the offense? No, I mean, you got to think though. I don't know if you attacking me, Eric, but I'm trying to help Mike Bobo out. The chat don't give a damn what y'all talking about. The chat want a deep threat guy. I'm trying to, kind of not really put no damper on it or try to cape for Mike Bobo, but I'm trying to go off of what I've been seeing, right? So Ladd wasn't a deep threat, but Ladd was able to get some separation whenever he went out for a pass. So that's why Ladd was able to go out, for a few little small midway passes because he was able to get some separation. But as well as Brock Bowers, they were able to get separation. So we didn't necessarily have a deep threat with Todd Monken, but at the end of the day, you had guys that was able to get separation like A.D. Mitchell and Brock Bowers and, like you said, Ladd McConkey. And so, I don't know if you coming at me with your stuff, but I'm, online not be, why would you throw the ball all the way downfield when receivers just drop it last year? We led college football and drop passes. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all go ahead with that. I don't know. Brock Bowers was a deep threat. Was he talking about? What is he talking about? I don't know. I don't know. Jessica, what's up to Jessica, man? What's going on, man? UGA Sports saying their team's offering Stockton big money to leave. Also, says UGA still is in the mix for Cam Coleman. Yeah, like I said, Jessica, I've been hearing a little bit different. I've been hearing that they're not actively targeting him, but I think they might put a bid in for him. I think everybody has put a bid in for him. You know what I mean? It's just who gonna drop the biggest bag at the end of the day. That's all it comes down to. Yeah, I can't wait to see the young guys too, man. Oh, you just getting home, Jessica. Well, I'm glad you made it back safe. I know that I know that car ride. I know y'all had a long conversation in that car. That's a well, I don't know where you live at, but I know from where I'm at, it's like an 8-hour drive. But I know that was a long car ride conversation. I know that was. But anyway, yeah, man. I thought Ohio State already landed him. No, I ain't seen that. I ain't seen it yet. You might be, you could be right though, Johnny Bootlegger. I'm not sure, but I haven't seen anything about anybody landed him just yet. But I definitely, from a couple of sources that I've read, Georgia probably more than likely won't be landing Cam Coleman. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That's just something that I read. Yep. Kirby Smart. Like I got to go back to that. Hold on, Jessica. I got to go back to what he said. What It's All Gravy said. It's All Gravy said. And then Kirby liked to get these undersized players. And now when he say players, I'm assuming you meaning wide receivers. We have a bad history of getting undersized wide receivers. I will say that. Like, look at the 2024 class, or not the class. Look at the 2024's wide receivers that we had. We had Arian Smith. We had Dylan Bell. We had I always forget his name, man. Dominic Lovett. You know what I'm saying? Lad McConkey. Like, we had small frame guys. I don't know what is the deal with that. I'm assuming guys just choose not to come to Georgia. It's not always on Kirby, I don't think. I think it's just guys just choose to go to other places. I think most guys know that they're going to get developed at certain places. Like when it comes to Georgia, you know you're going to get developed on the defense. When it comes to Ohio State, you know you're going to get developed more so as far as the wide receiver game. You know, they always have, so I think a lot of players go to different programs for different reasons, and Georgia seem to just really don't get, the top wide receivers or top quarterbacks. Well, not necessarily quarterbacks, because we have land number one quarterbacks before. We don't normally keep them for whatever reason, but hopefully we keep my guy, Jaden Wade. I'm going to keep promoting him over here at the Doghouse just so he do stay verbally commit and finally sign to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Yeah, man. Kilo, what's up, man? What's going on? We need this. We need some wide receivers like Jeremiah Smith, DK Metcalf. Yeah, it's gonna be a while, sincere, before we get guys like that. It's gonna be a minute before we get a guy like that. Normally, if we do get guys like that, it's gonna be somebody like Kobe Young that's gonna only be there for a year and then he heading out. Hey, even the guy on the defense side of the ball, the safety, Khalil Barnes, he's only gonna be there for this season and then he's out. That's it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, man, especially nowadays, it's going to be about that transfer portal. So if you're not going to be in the transfer portal and you in college football, good luck. Good luck. I'm going to tell you that right now, because everybody that wants to win the national championship, their team is full of transfers. That's the way of the game now. You got to get the guys out of the transfer portal. I don't know how we got George Pickens. I don't know how we landed him either, to be honest. But at the end of the day, like I say, they got to be very, very aggressive. Very aggressive. Like, what I mean aggressive, I mean spend money. That's what I mean by aggressive. Spend money. I don't mean try to go for. There's no more trying to find guys just to build a relationship with, and I want just the guys that want to play for Georgia. We can't. We're not gonna win, championships like that. Wide receivers want to go to places where they will get developed as a wideout and are thrown to, not just a plethora of screens all the time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. UGA double dog. That's true. Saul Gravy said, and getting 3 stars. Now, a lot of people going to hit you over the head with that 3-star stuff, because a lot of people claim that stars don't matter, which truth be told, stars do matter, right? You're not gonna be considered be a 5 star and be a straight dud. You only find a handful of guys that are 5 stars and don't do nothing. It's only a handful of them, and I'm talking about in college football. Most guys that are 5 stars, quarterbacks, they normally do decent, play decent in college football. They may not it may not translate over to the NFL. They may not be an NFL star, but at the end of the day, if you are a 5 star, you are a 5 star for a reason. You're not going to be a 5 star for no apparent reason. But I do agree with the side of things of, well, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a star. That doesn't mean that you're going to be a star just because you're a 5 star. You got to play college football and see how it's going to play out for you. Things could change. Major, do you see Taylor emerging as a top receiver? I think so. I think that Talon Taylor has the potential. I think that we just need these guys to get some separation. I think I had that same issue in 24. Like, why aren't our receivers getting no separation? And also too, like, even with Mike Bobo, so for the Mike Bobo people that don't like Mike Bobo, I think a lot of them need to understand that well, a lot of them need to understand that I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Dave, but you gotta chill, because I see you be posting that a lot, bro. Like, you gotta chill with that one, man. But appreciate you for commenting in the chat. But yeah, man, I just think that I just think that Taylor looked good, but we got to get guys open to scheme play from Bobo. We got to scheme up some plays, man. It's something different. We got to scheme up some plays. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, Dave. I feel you, because everybody got their opinion on what they think. I feel you, man. But I don't want nobody to think that we that type of channel where we doing them. So bring in Terrence Edwards or Hines Ward. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. At the end of the day, it's so much to fix at Georgia. Georgia is not walking into 26. We're not walking into 26 problemless. We have big problems, and it's gonna take this week and a little of next week and later on in the off season. It's gonna take because this is just a winter portal, so we're just in the winter portal. I think they got a spring or something like that. They got a fall or spring portal also, or something like that. I can't think right off head, but we're gonna get guys. We're gonna get guys, but we're not gonna know what this team is gonna be about until we finally do get those guys out of that portal and we get to kind of see what type of players they are. And we also gotta hope that they build some type of chemistry so that they can, be a championship team in 26. Man, we ain't winning no ship next season. We got lucky the season to make it as far as we did, to be honest. That's the truth. That's the truth. Honestly, I really, to be honest with you, I really did not expect this team to get this far. I really didn't. But I mean, we had a lot of issues though. It's all gravy. We had issues with the O-line. We had our, one of our top receivers, he was out, Kobe Young. You know what I mean? The defense was kind of, iffy and wishy-washy. So we had a lot of issues that we got to clean up. And I think that we can clean them up. I don't know about 26, but I believe that this stuff can get cleaned up. Now, I spoke on 26 early on and said if we got the same guys that we have now, then 26 we probably were going to be a championship team. But with Zach leaving, CJ leaving, Raylan Wilson leaving, Christian Miller leaving, man, the list goes on. Cash Jones, Josh McCray, even though they didn't make a big impression. Noah Thomas, not Oscar Depp, but Dylan Bell. It's way too many guys to try to predict right now how well we'll play next season or if we'll be a championship team next season. It's way too early for me to try to predict that. So I'm going to just say we just got a lot of work to do. "225 girl, what's up?" Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, man. I'm dropping bombs on y'all. Yep, Kilo. Yep, McCray is gone. He's exhausted his eligibility. You know he was already a senior. So him picking up Josh McCray was, I don't know what that was about. Because if you're a senior and you transferring, well, he was a junior when he transferred, but last season he was a senior. But yeah, he's gone, man. He's then exhausted his eligibility. Look, these are the players that have exhausted their eligibility. You got, as far as the offense goes, you got Cash Jones, you got Josh McCray. I think those are the only two that have exhausted their eligibility on the offense side of the ball. Defensively, well, yeah, those are the only two that exhausted their eligibility. But I think no, they're not the only two. Noah Thomas, Kobe Young, Dylan Bell as well. They have exhausted their eligibility as well. So you got Kobe Young, Noah Thomas, Dylan Bell, Josh McCray, and Cash Jones. That is a lot of offensive players. So this is what I mean by we're gonna have to put in some real aggressive work in the portal. Defensively, Christian Miller, CJ Allen, Raylan Wilson, Dalen Everett, who else? Maybe one other guy, but yeah, man, we got a lot of guys. Yeah, we got a lot of guys. So both sides of the ball gonna need a lot of work. We need a guy off the edge, definitely. We need at least 2 edge rushers. That was our biggest issue defensively. The edge and the secondary. We got a safety, so we're headed in the right direction defensively because we got a safety. You know what I mean? So we just gotta keep grinding it out. We need a defensive lineman, and I talked about Tavion Wallace from USC. He's a defensive lineman, and I'm hearing talks about him maybe wanting to commit to the University of Georgia. I'm not sure, but I do hear that he got relationships with the University of Georgia. We need to work on the O-line and the portal too. Yeah. I think the O-line will be straight, though. I don't think the O-line is ever going to be a problem, really. I think that we were a slight problem this season, because of injuries. But I don't think we were a problem because we had a bad O-line. I think it was just the injuries was the issue. It's just too much to fix. And hold on, let me go up because it's coming fast. I'm going to figure out how to slow this chat down. It's just too much to fix. And if Kirby ain't willing to spend that fetty, then it's a wrap. When you beat the 2 and 3 second clock, you got to get those stops. It's the truth. One thing about Georgia, they are notorious for switching your natural position. They have the athletes. Yeah, I mean, they do have athletes, and I think that will be good. I don't think that Georgia is going to end up like a South Carolina or like a Kentucky or no shit like that. I don't believe that Georgia is going to end up like that. I believe Georgia going to bounce back. That's just my opinion. I believe we're going to bounce back eventually. I mean, it really ain't much to bounce back from. I mean, but it is. But when you think about players, leaving for the NFL draft or exhausting their eligibility, it is a lot to bounce back from. But as far as talented wise, I think we always recruit talented players. I love my dogs, but let's be real. Kirby ain't going to change a thing. He doesn't see anything wrong. He takes the blame, which he should. But this loyalty to his coaching style is the issue. You know what, UGA Double Dog? I don't blame you for that comment, bro. I don't blame you for that comment because I try to give Kirby the benefit of the doubt a lot, and I only do that because I know that he is a good coach. No matter how you slice the cake, he is a good coach. But at the same time, he has some issues within himself, and this is what one of the first channels that ever spoke on Kirby Smart's coaching. I'm one of the first channels to do it. Now everybody is starting to do it in spurts. Everybody is kind of saying it without saying it nowadays. You got to call a spade, and that's what I'm good at, calling a spade a spade. What's the dude name on the O-line who transitioned from basketball? You talking about Big Ja? His name is Ja, something like that. I ain't seen him. I don't even know what he doing. But I know it's something like Ja, something like that. He's the only loyal to Bobo and Schumann. That's true. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like, you know. And Bobo and Schumann have been horrible this season as far as play calling goes. I'm surprised. Shabazz, what's up? Got to drop a bomb for you. I'm surprised, and I gotta also drop a bomb for Spencer Clark, not Spencer Clark. It was somebody else that I just Adam Hernandez. Haven't really seen you in a while, so I gotta drop a bomb for you, man. Appreciate the comment. Yeah, Ja. Yeah, I ain't seen Ja. I don't know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? 225 girl said UGA 100. Kirby said last week he doesn't care. Yeah, he should have never made that statement because now everybody is holding on to that. He should have. Yep, Zach is going to the NFL. He just declared. Yep. We already talked about that early in the live, man. That's why you got to come early, Shabazz. We talked about that. Bruce Taylor said Kirby said big job body still not right. Yeah, I haven't seen a damn thing. No production from that guy. Let me tell y'all something. When I was doing recruitment last season, I was looking for his highlights. Dude don't even have highlights. He don't have any high school highlights because he literally transitioned from high school basketball to college football. He does it may be some highlights out there now somewhere that somebody done, put on the internet. But when I was actually going to, look for highlights from Ja, he had no highlights. So that was surprising to me in the first place. When I saw that, I knew instantly that he probably wouldn't make a big impression on this team. I couldn't believe it though, but I didn't find he was the only player that I'd never seen highlights for as far as high school highlights. I think he literally transitioned from, like I said, high school basketball to college football, which is crazy to me. No, Shabazz Everett done exhausted his eligibility. He'll be gone too. He's not coming back. That's why I say you got to come early, bro, to the live because I talked about a lot of those guys that exhausted their eligibility, and Dalen Everett is one of them. Yeah, because we lost all of our wide receivers. We lost all of our starting wide receivers. We got to be extremely aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I mean spend the money. That's what I mean when I say aggressive. Spend the money. Whoever 73 is on the O line, that boy straight garbage. Yeah, 73 terrible too. I know exactly who you talking about. Do you think what's that? Yamani. Hold up. I'm trying to catch everybody comment. Yamani P said, "Do you think Kirby will ever hire Hines? Ward? Put him? I don't know. I don't know what Kirby. Like I said earlier in the season, I don't know if you been following me, Yamani, but everybody got an extension as far as the coaching staff goes. So nobody is planning to be fired. Nobody, you know what I mean? Everybody got an extension at the end of the day. Yeah, man. Look, man. It's all great to say he can't be in his feelings, boo. Hey, look. Shout out to Kilo, man. Once again, man, for always putting it in the chat. Welcome to the dog house, everyone. Ensure you subscribe, smash the thumbs up button, and keep tapping that love button. And you already know, go dogs. Gotta drop a bomb on that one. Gotta support the channel, man. And if you are a subscriber, man, hey, man, make sure if you feel like you want to hit the super thanks, if you feel like you want to hit the cash app, I got it available right here on the screen, day in and day out. So, if you're feeling generous, yeah, man, tap that super thanks or hit that cash app. Black Shield might be a good one. I think vertical speed. I think that Black Shield might be good. I also think that what's that other wide receiver, man? I keep forgetting his damn name. It's another one that I feel like gonna be pretty good too. That I keep forgetting his damn name. It's another Sokovie White. Sokovie White. I think that's his name. Yeah. Appreciate that, Yamani. Appreciate that. I got to drop a bomb on you for subscribing. You dropped 2 bombs. Appreciate you. Fact, the program is nothing without fans. We said, boy, I had to look around. I heard a gunshot. I ran and got my bulletproof vest. Yeah, just some little added effects I added to the channel, man, just to make the channel a little fun. You know what I mean? And bring some fun to the channel because obviously we going through hard times at the University of Georgia. So I got to bring a little more fun. Yes, a Kobe White gonna be straight. Yeah, I think so, man. I think that we saw him this season. I saw him catch a nice little pass this season, and I just think that everything is gonna be good. I think we'll be straight. We just gotta be aggressive. That stadium was. You lost $200? Oh man. Not gonna lie, I'm still pissed about that last drive. Bobo should have got fired for that. I don't care who we who we get on offense if the plays don't work. Man, listen, man. Like I say, man, we can scream all day till we blue in the face, about Bobo. Bobo is not going nowhere, man. Kirby done said it himself. Bobo's not going nowhere. Unless he just make a change out of thin air. Mike Bobo ain't going no damn well, y'all. he ain't going nowhere, man. Real talk. That man is here to stay. I just told y'all, all of the coaches got extensions defensively as well as offensively. Defensively as well as offensively, every last one of those coaches, maybe not every last one of them, but it was a lot of them. Schumann got an extension as well as Bobo. So neither one of those guys are probably leaving the University of Georgia for another 5 years. I think the extensions is for another 5 years. For another 5 years. I think they said all of them for another 5 years. I could be wrong. I got to go back and look at it. Yep. So it's going. So I don't know if we're going to be as dominant again this season coming up. I don't know if we're going to be as dominant, but I think that Georgia will get back to Georgia football. I believe we can get back to it. We just got to go. Like I said, you're going to have to go hard in the portal. If we talking about this 2026 season, we just gonna have to go extremely hard and aggressive in the portal. Also, his son is there too, plus a Georgia legacy player / coach. He here to stay, y'all. Yeah, man. They are here, man. They are not going anywhere. Appreciate that 225 girl. Those guys aren't going anywhere. Like I said, I don't know if all of their extensions are for 5 years, but I know for a fact all of them got extensions. And I talked about it as soon as I saw it. Every last one of them. They ran the names down. Like I say, may not be every staff member, but I know a lot of the main coaches like Bobo and Schumann. You know what I mean? Those guys, and as well as I think James Coley also. They got extensions, man. They got extensions. So we like the crying about Bobo has got to stop at some point. Because like I said, they got extensions. There's no reason to keep crying over spoiled milk. There's no reason for that. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. We just gotta plan for who we have right now. And who we have right now is Mike Bobo. So, y'all better get on that Mike Bobo train. That's what y'all better do, is just go ahead and get on that Mike Bobo train. And get on that Mike Bobo, Glenn Schumann train. Go ahead and get on it because they here to stay. And just every single season, we can't be crying about that. Is at some point, man. Even me, I get tired of hearing it because at the end of the day, they ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? They not leaving. So it's like, what are we constantly whining about when it comes to him? He ain't going no damn well. Y'all know that. Y'all know that just as well as I know that. So it's like we can keep blaming everything on him, but it ain't gonna change nothing. So that's my main thing. No, sir, Major. We just dealing with them. Yeah, like what else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? Neither one of us can do anything about it. So We just gotta roll with it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just that's why I was trying to break down the whole point of why he was doing all of the bubble screening, because I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to the plays as much as they think they are. But when you go back and watch those games, you can kind of see why he was throwing so many bubble screens. You know what I mean? He didn't have a guy to go downfield to make a big time play, man. Hey, man, shout out to who is that? George, man. Shout out to George is that George? I can't even really see the name, man. Shout out to you for subscribing to the chat. Got to drop a bomb for you. Shout out for subscribing to the doghouse, man. We have fun at this doghouse. In the meantime, in between time, man, let me go ahead and hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, we good. We good. Mike, Bo, what Shabazz said, it's all good. We said Mike and Bobo better be together. All of helping each other. Come with plays for fans. Gonna be outside their houses with pitchforks. I mean, Glenn. Okay, Major, stop doing that. I'm high. Doing what? Dropping the bomb? Yeah, you don't hear me. I got something else for you too, since you came in late. And this is for all my mods. And Shabazz, you are a mod. This is for my mods for coming in late. Gotta shoot you down. Gotta shoot you down. I do that. I know we ain't seen each other in a while, but for all the mods, you coming in late, that's what you gonna get. Nah, but yeah, man. Yeah. But so we're gonna see a couple of guys go into that damn Allen just declared for the draft. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Adam. CJ Allen declared for the draft. Zachariah Branch. Man, yeah, CJ Allen, Zachariah Branch, and Christian Miller. All of those guys have entered the draft currently right now. He said he's still recovering from that game. Man, please. Oh man, I ain't worried about that game no more, man. I'm ready to move on, man. I'm ready to. It's time to move on. It's time for us to really see if Gunnar Stockton has met his ceiling. It's time for us to prepare for, in this off season, to really see what Gunnar Stockton is really about, right? It's just time. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know a lot of guys don't really want to see him play for the University of Georgia. I really don't. I'm really not a fan of Gunnar Stockton, but I do, like I told y'all recently, I had a lot of time to rethink, his gameplay and, what he's done this season. And I think that if he has the right weapons around him, he could possibly get us to a national championship. So I got to give him that. Nate Frazier, the only dog on the team. Yeah, Nate Frazier, Chauncey Bowens, and Dwight Phillips, man. Gunnar Stockton, those are the main three guys offensively that we still have, man. What we gonna do with Pug since Gunnar is coming back? They gotta make it a dog fight. I have my criticism about Kirby Smart too. I got my criticism too, man. They gotta make it a dog fight, man. You have to make sure that the best player plays, right? And me personally, after seeing Pug this season, I don't know if Pug is ready. I'll say that. With all of the experience Gunnar Stockton done got banged up, hey, I'll take Gunnar over Pug at this point. I'll take Pug over Gunnar at this point. He's got way too much experience. He's done played in the playoffs games, twice. So he has the experience. Pug might just need to go somewhere where he can get some game time. What'd you say? I think Gunnar will come back next season, improve and better. Stetson wasn't hot till his first year. Neither was Joe Burrow yep. All of that is true. 225 girl. Yep. Ellis Robinson's gonna be a shutdown cornerback. Yep, I'm ready to see what's going to happen with that too, as far as that defense, man. Because the defense is going to be held. If we get the right players out that portal, we'll be held. Pug already said he's coming back. Oh, okay. Well, if Pug come back, man, I hope he out. I hope that they make it a dogfight. In practice in the off season, I hope they give him a chance. But like I just said, man, with the experience that I'll take experience over talent any day. With the experience that Gunnar Stockton's already had and how hard he plays and how tough he is, I don't think Pug is really prepared for that just yet. We've seen a couple of games that Pug was able to play. We wasn't consistent enough to be able to blow teams out this season, so we wasn't able to see Pug early. So, in my opinion, I believe that we didn't get to see him enough this season for us to say that he could be better than Gunnar Stockton. But as far as a better arm, I think that his arm is better than Gunnar Stockton. I definitely can see that because I watched both of those guys from high school to now, and Pug does have a better arm. I just don't think Pug is quite ready yet for this SEC play. I don't think he's ready yet. I think with the transfer we got from Clemson, it'll take the load off of KJ where he doesn't have to do so much. And that's a big time fact. Got to drop a bomb for that one. Got to drop a bomb for that. Gabe Harris might be the face of the defense next season. Yeah, that's a possibility. Because I haven't seen Gabe Harris on no list of guys with exhausted eligibility or a potential draft pick. I haven't seen Gabe Harris, so Gabe Harris might be back. He might be back. We missed him badly. We definitely did. I think that's a part of the reason why we didn't beat that's a big part of the reason why we didn't beat Ole Miss. We didn't have Gabe Harris, and plus the offense was just sputtering all over the damn place. They sputtered the whole game. Stop dropping them sound effects, LOL. I gotta drop the sound effects, man. I gotta add that to the channel, so I got to drop the sound effects, man. Anytime somebody say something good, man, I'm dropping the bomb. Anytime somebody subscribe to the channel, I'm dropping the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Anytime people come in late, they getting shot up. Anytime mods come in late, not just anybody, but mods come in late, they getting shot down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't know, man. But yeah, man, shout out to all the dogs in the chat right now, man. I appreciate y'all for being in the chat. I appreciate y'all for always participating, the ones that always come through and participate. You know what I'm saying? We are live and direct right here at the Doghouse. You know what I mean? And this is what we do. So. But Thursday night I will be live for those that are watching right now. Thursday night I will be live to watch Ole Miss against Miami. Hopefully that turns out to be a good game. I know a lot of y'all probably don't want to watch it because you feel like Georgia should be there, facing Alabama. Facing Miami. But it is what it is, man. We're going to kick back. Those that will come and chill with us, we're going to kick back and watch that live also. And then on Friday, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live for the Indiana-Oregon Ducks game. So I'm going to be live Thursday as well as Friday. And didn't know I was going to be live tonight. But anyway, I'm going to be live Thursday and Friday for both of those games. 7:30 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Is it me or does it – hold on, let me go back to that. Say, is it me or does it seem like on defense that the guys never turned their heads and looked for the ball? What good guys you talking about? I don't want Carson Beck winning Nathan. Why y'all hating on Carson, man? Me and Mundo had a long ass discussion about Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton. He likes Gunnar Stockton. I'm more Carson Beck. If you're judging by the stats of both players, Carson Beck is a better quarterback, judging by the stats. Judging by what's on paper, Carson Beck is a better quarterback. Carson Beck was a better quarterback his first season at Georgia. he was also a better quarterback his first season at Miami. Carson Beck just barely scraped away 3,000 yards in passing this season. Not Carson Beck, but Gunnar Stockton just barely touching 3,000 yards. I don't even think he has 3,000 yards on the season. I can also prove that. He might, but I can prove, from the last time I looked at it, Gunnar Stockton does not have 3,000 yards on the season. From the last time I looked at it. Not saying that 3,000 yards is the standard. I'm just saying, if you want to compare him to Carson Beck, you can't not compare this guy to Carson Beck. Carson Beck might have thrown 10 interceptions this season. Hell, Gunnar Stockton threw 5. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if y'all can don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Go and do your own research. Look at ESPN stats. Gunnar Stockton is not the better quarterback. He's not the better quarterback. He might have a better QBR rate. Outside of that, he doesn't beat him in the yardage. He doesn't beat him in his accuracy, like maybe at an eye test, or maybe if you feel like he does one or two things better than Carson Beck, but outside, look, don't listen to me. You ain't gotta listen to me. Go look for it yourself. Carson Beck is the better quarterback. Like I said, Terrence. Go do your own research. The numbers do not lie. The numbers do not lie. Gunner and that's a fact. That's a fact right there. I'm gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna stop the chat right here. Gunner has to grow some more. He looked sad after the game. He got Beck beat in screen passes. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a bomb on that one. He definitely got him beat on the screen passes. Got to give him credit for that. Miles Alexander, UGA needs to get Keon Kelly and Qua Roswell. I don't even know how from Alabama. Out the portal, they are good pass rushers. Yeah, I think we're gonna be looking at a lot of different guys. It's all great, but that's why you can't just listen to the media. What they say? I'm trying to follow what y'all talking about. I like Carson Beck's size. Gunner balls keep getting battered. Yeah. I hate to talk about it, but I'd rather go to war with Gunner because he got the dog in him. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave it right there. See, this is what I was going back and forth with Mondo on. Just because you would rather have him does not make him better. It doesn't make him better. The only thing that Gunner has on Carson Beck is the fact that he can be a little more mobile. Because Carson can be mobile as well. But he's not fast, but he can be mobile as well. That's the only thing. If you look at the stats, though, and I'm not a big stat guy. I have to constantly express that because I'm not a big stat guy. But if you look at the numbers, Carson Beck's first year at Georgia, his numbers was better than Gunner's. Carson Beck's first year at Alabama, at Miami was better than Gunner's also. Gunner's first year was this past season. He didn't even get a full 3,000 yards. Carson Beck did. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, to me it shows he got a bigger arm. He make NFL type of throws. Yeah, he had an issue with throwing interceptions, but it is what it is, man. Gunner, but also outside of Gunner being better with being his mobility, Gunner manages the game better too. He manages the game better. One thing about Stockton, he's a G. And then let me say this too, right? Let me say this too. A lot of people love to talk about Gunner right now, but nobody was talking about Gunner in 23 or 24. Nobody was talking about Gunner. A lot of people was mad about Carson throwing the interceptions or whatever, but then Gunner could not win the job when Carson was there. It took Carson to leave for Gunner to be the starting quarterback. So that tells me all I need to know as well. We sitting at home and look where Beck is. So who's better? I mean, but listen, I'm gonna stop that check. Listen, Adam, a lot of people what they try to use is Gunner didn't have he didn't have an O line. So that's why Beck got a elite team. Beck got this, Beck got that. I'm like, all right, well, Beck didn't have no wide receivers in 24. So this is that's why you can't compare them. You can't really compare them. Plus, Beck got way more experience than Gunna do. So that's another reason why you really can't compare these guys because of that solely. He got way more experience. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Me personally, I'ma still always take Beck, but it is what it is. I'll take Gunna when it comes to running the ball or managing the team. But outside of that, I'm not taking Gunna. Man, stop disrespecting Gunna. Man, whatever. Whatever. Gunna is mid and you know it. We would have won the Natty 23 with Beck. Beck couldn't beat out Stetson Bennett. Nah, who was gonna beat out Stetson Bennett though? Beck couldn't beat out Stetson Bennett, but my thing is nobody was. Listen, what I'm saying is what I'm saying is that Beck couldn't beat out Stetson Bennett. True, Gunna damn sure wasn't gonna beat out Beck. He wasn't gonna beat out Beck. So why are we talking about him now? Why are we like, oh, he's so much better than Beck? Why? Because Beck threw a couple interceptions. Beck is in the playoffs right now. Beck is in the playoffs right now, further in the playoffs than we are. So, what are we talking about? I could see if he didn't even make the playoffs. This ain't Dog Nation Live. I don't know about Dog Nation. This is the Doghouse Live, though. No, Kirby is loyal to his players, bro. Beck got hurt, then Gunna opened the offense up more that Beck, bro. What? I ain't gonna go back and forth with y'all about that. I ain't going back and forth about that. He said, "Bro, real like us." What you talking about? Spec Clark. What you talking about? Spencer Clark. Yeah, I ain't gonna go back and forth with y'all about that. Like I said, me and Mundo did the same thing. We just went back and forth, back and forth. You got everybody got their own opinion. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh no, I ain't opening up no phone lines tonight. No, no, no. Cause I ain't doing no arguing. I ain't not no arguing, but I ain't doing no debating. I totally agree, Adam. But I mean, they gonna down to earth. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I always been like that though. No, no, I ain't gonna do no debate, man, cause it really don't make sense to. He's gone. Carson Beck gone. I just thought I'd throw that out there just because I was talking to Mundo about it. So I don't want to make it a debate tonight for real. You said Beck quit. No, Kirby needed to pay more money. Kirby wasn't gonna pay him the money. Beck got damn near. I think Beck got what close to $10 million, man. Who is that? Aaron Dixon, man, dropping a bomb for Aaron Dixon for subscribing to the Doghouse, man. Appreciate that, man. The players love Gunna better. It's a possibility. I don't disagree with that. I mean, he didn't quit on me. He didn't necessarily quit on me. It's a business. This is a business. Kirby, the only one lost in the sauce. This is a business. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't quit. He didn't necessarily quit. He just went for where the money was. If it just let's just say you got a homeboy that you work with and y'all work at wherever, you know what I'm saying, a factory or whatever. He find another factory that's paying $3 more than where he getting paid at where y'all at. He didn't quit on you. He seen a better opportunity and he went for it. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, man. You seen a better opportunity, go for it. It's called money, and Kirby is not paying the money to keep players. Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. I told y'all I ain't gonna go back and forth about it. I got my opinion. Y'all got yours. It is what it is. It is what it is. No, look at my guy. It's all gravy. He trying to talk his shit. It's all gravy. Look here, bro. One thing about it, bro. This is a business, bro. Y'all are so delusional and confused. This is about business. This ain't about relationships. That's Kirby Smart's problem. Y'all are part of the problem. Y'all are definitely a part of the problem. It is about business, bro. He went and seen a better opportunity, bro. It is what it is. That's how it goes. When college football brought NIL a part of football, it became a business. So therefore, why would I come back to a team that ain't trying to pay me no money? Hell, they ain't paying Gunner Stockton shit. They paying Gunner Stockton a couple of $1,000s, man. They not paying Gunner Stockton shit. Go look it up. Yeah. Kirby makes 13 million. I think Kirby make more than 13 million. I think he make over 100 something. 13 million, but doesn't want to pay the players. That's bogus. When he let Texas take Terry, I was pissed. That boy showed up in red and black and picked. Yep, yep, yep. Gunner drives a beat up truck. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. This is the landscape. We have to face the facts. Facts. 13 a year. Oh, I thought it was more. Oh, okay. Adam Curry. I don't know though, guys, man. I don't know if it's all about the money though. I don't know if it's all about the money because, you know, sometimes you can get a guy that just fit. He just fit well with the program. He's just a dog. So I don't want to make everything about the money, right? Obviously we do have a slight issue with, not wanting to pay players what I guess they rightfully deserve, but I don't want to always just make it about, oh, Georgia gotta pay money because at the end of the day, you could pay a player as much as money as you think they deserve, but that don't mean they're gonna turn out a dog, you know. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, yeah, Georgia don't pay money. We all have established that, right? But at the same time, um, they are still looking for guys that can fit the program, right? That can fit in the system. So I think that's why they take so long too. Because if y'all notice, last season, in 25, it took them forever to land Zachariah Branch. It took them forever to get Noah Thomas. We were looking for Eric Singleton. That didn't come about. He finally chose who he chose. I think it was Auburn, right? He finally chose Auburn. So then we were clueless to what we were going to get offensively as far as the wide receivers. And then out of nowhere, we landed Zach Branch, his brother, as well as Noah Thomas. So my thing is, I just want to see us land somebody sooner than last year. That's all I really want to see. I want to see us land somebody sooner than last year. But like I said, it's also about who fits with the program. So they got to go through the highlights. They got to see, what type of player he is. Me personally, I would like to see Quasi Gilmer. So for those who wasn't in the chat earlier, so for those who wasn't live with me earlier, y'all need to go check out Quasi Gilmer's highlights, bro. He is a wide receiver from UCLA. You know, I'm gonna say it once again. He's like 6'2", 6'3", like 190 pounds. He got like 50 receptions on the season of 25, 535 yards, and like 4 touchdowns, right? But dude is a dog, man. Dude, bruh is bad, man. I like him from what I saw, from the highlights that I saw. I pretty much like him. And like I said, it's so many wide receivers in the portal right now. We don't know who Georgia is going to land. We don't know, who's Georgia actually targeting, who they, talking to. But I know for a fact that we need to land some big, big dudes if we want to win the Nationals for 26. If we want to win a national, I think we're gonna have to go big. And the bid is, the Cam Coleman. He is it's a lot of big programs that want him. Ohio State, Georgia. I mean, it's a lot of so it's like for us to land him, if we do land him, we have to play him correctly. We cannot sit back and allow him to be like a Noah Thomas, be the leading receiver somewhere, come to Georgia and be a complete dud. We cannot do that. So that's my only issue, though. If we do land him, what do we do with Cam Coleman? If we do happen to land him, we have to get him the ball. Because at the end of the day, we have no choice, right? We won't have no starters. We won't have no guys with experience. Talon Taylor don't have no damn experience. No wide receiver as far as if today, none of the younger guys have really no playing time. Talon Taylor got in against Alabama, caught a pass, dropped a touchdown pass, didn't see him for however long. I think we saw him, I don't think it might have been against Ole Miss at some point, but all of our starters is gone. That's what the thumbnail is showing. All of our starters are gone. So we're gonna have to really, like, if we do land Cam Coleman, you gotta get the ball in his hands, man. Yeah, you got to get the ball in his hands. No, I don't. You know what? 225 girl. I don't. No, that wasn't 225 girl, was it? No, that was Adam. That was Adam. He said we not getting Cam Coleman. I think he ends up at 10. Yeah, like I said, man, I've already spoke about it earlier in the live, bro. I don't see us landing Cam Coleman. I don't see it. It's a possibility, but I don't see it. If I'm Cam Coleman, I probably would, though. If I'm Cam Coleman, I would come to Georgia. They would have to pay me, but I would come to Georgia. And I only say that because it's kind of like the NFL. Like, Georgia is really in need of wide receivers. So Georgia should get the most talented one right now, or the. So I don't know, man. I just think that at the end of the day, we just gotta rock out as dogs, regardless, win or lose. We gotta rock out with them dogs. So that's all I'm thinking about at this moment. If I'm Cam Coleman, I'm going to Texas. My opinion. Well, I mean, that's if that's what you choose to. I'm just saying, like, if I'm the reason why I say if I'm Cam Coleman, I'm going to Georgia is because Georgia don't have no receivers. I could shine. You ain't got no receivers that's gonna actually shine over me. I don't have no competition over there either. So why not go to Georgia where you ain't really got to compete for that top spot? You just nobody to compete with. Ain't nobody to compete with at Georgia. Who's Five Girl said if they happen to get Cam, let him do his thing, catch and make yards, and don't require him to just block. And that's a big issue. That's a big issue. Having talented guys out there blocking, I mean, he could go to Texas. It's a possibility that Cam Coleman go to Texas, Ohio, whichever one. It's a possibility that he could come to Georgia. I think with our history though, and not paying players a lot of money, especially 3 to 3.5 million, a lot of people is not expecting him to commit to the University of Georgia. But anything is possible. So for the most part, I'm just looking at it like I don't believe that he'll come to Georgia, but anything is possible. So we'll have to just wait and see what the hell happens, right? Imagine, yeah, if Jeremiah Smith and Cam Coleman on the same team, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's gonna take you to have a terrible quarterback, and Ohio State is not gonna have a terrible quarterback. What about the wide receiver from Georgia Tech? What about him, Adam? What about him? Is he any good? It's a couple. GA need to get in the portal, recruit some dogs, some D line, a quarterback, and then quarterback. Nah, we not getting no quarterback. Big Red, this the first time I seen you in the live, man. So I'm gonna drop a bomb for you. He's 6'4". Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna have to check him out. Say Bobo won't use Colvin, and Kirby gonna say, so damn, go dogs. Are you like, I know you got a dog on your profile and your name is Go Dogs, but you ain't got no faith, do you? You gotta have some faith, bro. Like, I understand your frustration, but you got to have some faith, bro. Real talk, man. You got to have some faith, brother. I get it, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for some of the stuff that you're saying, but come on now. This coconut, I changed my name, bro. Damn, you changing your name? Okay, coconut. Shout out to coconut. All right, yeah, but anyway, man, you gotta have faith, man. We gotta have faith. At the end of the day, bro, I'm a dog till the day I die. Y'all see the intro and the outro of this other channel, bro. I'm a dog to the day I die. At the end of the day, it don't matter what it is. You know, what we gotta do is quit jumping the gun because we don't know who we're gonna land. Cam Coleman is not the only wide receiver in the transfer portal. He's just the most noticeable one in the transfer portal. You have a lot of wide receivers in that portal. You know what I mean? So my thing is we don't want to continuously jump the gun. What we want to do is hope that they land the right type of players in the portal so that we'll at least stand a chance. You know? So Jace Brown from so do you think we need a quarterback? Nah. I don't necessarily think we need a quarterback when it comes to, and I have to keep reiterating it because a lot of people be asking. But I don't necessarily think we need a quarterback when it comes to talent wise. I think we may need another quarterback when it comes to experience, just in case Gunner gets hurt and Ryan Puglisi, doesn't turn out to be the guy. So that's the only reason I would get a quarterback in. But I don't see Kirby Smart getting no quarterback. Some Miles said Deuce, yeah, Deuce Knight. I don't see Kirby Smart doing that. It's nothing from what I've seen online to say that Kirby Smart is actively looking for a quarterback, but that also could change too. You know what I'm saying? I that also could change, but for the most part, I think they're going to be looking for obviously wide receivers. They're going to be looking for running backs because you know that Cash Jones and Josh McCray is exhausted their eligibility. So they might be looking for a running back. And then majority of the defense is going to be heading out. Well, a lot of the defense is going to be heading out too. So they're going to be looking for the defense for the most part. The O line, I saw maybe one guy as far as the O line that they could possibly target, but it's early. You know what I'm saying? It's only the fifth. The portal opened up on the second, even though it was some guys that went in earlier than the second, but it's still early. So we just never know, man. They claim it ends on the 16th, but I don't think it necessarily completely ends on the 16th. But that's when it's from the second to the 16th is supposed to be the open and close dates for the portal. Yeah, Joe Black. Who said what? Because I see y'all talking in the chat. Well, Joe Black, man, I'm gonna just say this, bro. I'm not a fan of Gunner Stockton either, but with the weapons, I think Gunner Stockton could get the job done with the weapons. But he gotta have the weapons. Um, Gunner is not a great quarterback. If he had a line that's not full of freshmen, he would be a problem. He always having to scramble. Yeah, that's why I was just responding to Joe Black. So even though I'm not a big fan of him, that doesn't mean I'm going to deny that if he has the talent around him and he has the protection that he couldn't get the job done because I think he had the weapons this year. Yeah, no, he not necessarily Joe Black. Not necessarily. He didn't necessarily have the weapons. You had Ernest Green out. You got Drew Bobo out. You got Kobe Young out for most of the season. So you don't necessarily have the weapons. The only weapon that you actually have, as far as the wide receivers, is Zach Branch. That's it. That's it. You don't necessarily have the weapons. You know what I mean? So everything has to come together in order for him to be great. Some quarterbacks are just great, period. Some quarterbacks, they have to have everything around them in order to be great. You got to think, man, it ain't no one-man band. It's gonna take everybody. The O line, it's gonna take everybody to block. The running back that's supposed to been blocking on that play, the wide receiver that's supposed to be blocking on that play, it's gonna take more than just him. So I got to give him that, right? Even with me not being a fan of him, I got to give him that, you know? Yeah, Dylan Bell and Oscar Depp, all of them, they fell off. They was obsolete. Noah Thomas was obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Like Lawson Lucky, we ain't seen. This is what I'm saying. So he really not necessarily. He didn't necessarily have the weapons like we think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some guys it take them a little longer to develop. I think that's what we not seeing. He can't even see them. That's true. That's true. I'm not saying that he don't have no issues. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he don't have no issues. I'm just saying when he ain't got the weapons, you got, like I say, some quarterbacks are just great out the gate. Gunnar Stockton needs time. He needs time, and we saw that because he didn't start over Carson Beck. The only reason he's starting now is because Carson Beck decided to leave. So it's just like I'm not saying that he can't develop into a better player. I'm just saying he needs the guys around him to kind of look better. He needs what he needs. He been there for 4 years. I get it. That's why Joe Black. Listen to Joey Black. Joey Black. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. I told you once again, I'm not a fan of him like that, but I'm not gonna act like I didn't see what was going on. He didn't have an old line like that majority of the season. His tackle Ernest Green was out, Drew Bobo was out, Kobe Young got hurt. Noah Thomas wasn't doing nothing. Lawson Lucky, Oscar Depp, neither one of them was doing anything. They was just using them to block. You only had Zachariah Branch, bro. So and your running backs, and you ain't really throwing to your running backs like that. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Quincy Morris, man, haven't seen Quincy Morris in a while, so I got to drop a bomb for Quincy Morris and Joey Black 38. All right, so let me go back up. Go Dog said facts. He doesn't see the field well. He needs to learn to go through his progressions and not check down to cash or run. Yeah. I think that's why we had a lot of bubble plays or short plays due to the what's that? Can't even lack of experience on the whole lot. That's what I'm saying, Kilo. Like it was a lot of other issues outside of just Gunner. It was a lot of issues outside of Gunner. Do I think that Gunner is gonna be this Stetson Bennett? No. Could he be close? Probably. Probably. Could he get close? Probably. But he would have to have that experience and talent around him. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Like I say, we can go back and forth. We can go back and forth about it, but it is what it is. Let me turn the auto back on. They should have used Ellis Thomas, 6'7", 200. I think he got injured, Big Red. I think he got injured at some point. That's why, we didn't see a lot from him. And then, a lot of times when you get injured, they will limit you. Even though you 100%, they will still limit you just because they don't want to further extend your injury that you just came off from. Zach be wide open sometimes and he doesn't throw the ball. That's why I say, Miles, it was some inconsistencies in Gunner Stockton. And y'all know, the ones that's been following this channel, the ones that's been subscribed, y'all know I've been calling it out every time when it came to Gunner Stockton. I've been calling out all of his inconsistencies and flaws. But I think every quarterback has some flaws. So I mean, hell, we got to the playoffs, man. So we did all right. I don't care how good a quarterback is. They will only be good as their O-line. Yep, the basic football. Yep, you have to have an O-line. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. You got to have an O-line. So, man, look, man, I'm about to get ready to head out of here, man. Well, we're going to play some tune before I head up out of here, man. And I want to give a shout-out to everybody, man. Want to give a shout-out to everybody, man. But I'm about to get ready to head out of here. It's 6:29. All right, look, shout out to all of the people that I ain't been seeing on a regular. Miles, Alexander, Big Red, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Cizo Hawk, you know what I mean? Kilo, you already know. Quincy Morris, UGA Dog, man. Joey Black, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. 225 girl, we get ready to get out of this thing, man. Y'all already know y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all definitely got to get the hell up out of here, man. So, we gonna rock out of some tune. This is what I do over here at the Doghouse. I don't know how nobody else do it on their channel, but this is what we do over here at the Doghouse. You know what I'm saying? We gonna play this music and ride this thing on out. And yeah, everybody in the chat, man, y'all make sure y'all get acquainted with each other, man. This is the D4L chat, man. Dogs for life. We don't do damn good dogs over here at the Doghouse. We do the D4L, dogs for life, man. And Mr. Cizo said, peace, man. I'll holler at you, man. Y'all make sure y'all get acquainted in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody is always respectful to each other, because this is the D4L over here. Hey, man, make sure y'all stay tuned for Thursday, though. Make sure y'all stay tuned for Thursday night, 7:30. We will be live back again, 7:30. We will be back again, y'all. Hey, man, appreciate you, Adam, man. I always try to come with some new and improved style of way I do my lives, man, and I always try to have fun, man. So I appreciate you. About to drop a bomb for you. Hey, man, appreciate you, Joey Black, for subscribing. Yeah, man. Like I say, man, y'all stay tuned, man, for the live Thursday, man. Got another subscriber, man. Burrs got another subscriber, man. Dropping the bomb for Burrs, man. I appreciate everybody, man, subscribing to the channel, man. Y'all just helping the D4L grow, man. Go Dogs, man. Everybody in the chat, go Dogs, man. We will be live. Once again, I'll say it once again. I will be live Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. to watch Miami go up against Ole Miss, man. Watch Carson Beck go up against Trinidad Chambliss. We're going to see how this thing rocks out. And it is what it is, man. We up out this thing, man. Go Dogs.
Yeah.